Warren, so you covered half of it, which is trying to understand a business and buying a business, but you also alluded to getting a return on the amount of capital you invest in the business as an investor, and that comes back to what are you paying for the business. How do you determine what you think is a fair price to pay for the business?
It's a tough thing to decide, but I don't want to buy into any business I'm not terribly sure of. So if I'm terribly sure of it, it probably isn't going to offer incredible returns. I mean, why should something that is essentially a cinch to do well offer you 40% a year or something like that? So we don't have huge returns in mind, but we do have in mind never losing anything. And I mean, we bought See's Candy in 1972. See's Candy was then selling 16 million pounds of candy at $1.95 a pound, and it was making 2 bits a pound or $4 million pre-tax. We paid $25 million for it. Took no capital to speak of. When we looked at that business, basically my partner Charlie and I really decided whether there was a little untapped pricing power there. In other words, whether that $1.95 box of candy could just as easily sell for $2 or $2.25. If it could sell for $2.25, another 30 cents a pound was $4.8 million on 16 million pounds, which on a 25 million purchase price was fine. We didn't do any, we've never hired a consultant in our lives. Our idea of consulting is go out and buy a box of candy, and eat it. But what we did know was that they had share of mind in California. I mean, there was something special. Every person in California had something in their mind about See's Candy, and overwhelmingly was favorable. They had taken a box, Valentine's Day and given it to some girl, and she'd kissed him. If she'd slapped him, we'd have no business. But as long as she kisses him, that's what we want in their mind. See's Candy getting kissed. And if we can get that in the minds of people, we can raise prices. And I bought that I bought it in 1972. We've raised every year. I raise the price on December 26th. I raise it the day after Christmas, so that everybody, because we sell a lot at Christmas. In fact, we'll make $60 million this year. We'll sell 30 million pounds, make $2 a pound. Same business, same formulas, same everything. 60 million bucks still doesn't take any capital, and we'll make more money 10 years from now. But of that 60 million, we make about 55 million in the 3 weeks before Christmas. And our company song is "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." I mean, it is. It is a good business. But the important thing about that business is that, think about it a little. Most people don't buy boxed chocolates to consume themselves. They buy them as gifts. Somebody's birthday. More likely it's a holiday. It's Valentine's Day, single biggest day of the year. Christmas is the biggest season by far. But women buy for Christmas, and they plan ahead and buy over a 2 or 3 week period. Men buy on Valentine's Day. They're driving home. We run ads on the radio, guilt, 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 guilt. The guys are veering off the freeway right and left. And they won't dare go home without a box of candy when we get through with them on our radio ads. So that Valentine's Day is the biggest day. But can you imagine going home on Valentine's Day, and our See's Candy is now $11 a pound, thanks to my brilliance. And let's say there's candy available at $6 a pound. But do you really want to walk in on Valentine's Day and your wife's got all these favorable images of the See's Candy over the years, and she sees you, and that's the way she thinks of you during the rest of the year when you really behave kind of badly. And you walk in and say, "Honey, this year I took the low bid," and then hand her a box of candy. I mean, it just isn't going to work. So, in a sense, there's untapped price. It's not price dependent, basically. Think of Disney. I mean, Disney is selling, we'll say, home videos for, $16.95, $18.95, or whatever. All over the world, people, and we'll say particularly mothers in this case, have something in their mind about Disney. I mean, every person in this room, when you say Disney, has something in their mind about it. If I say Universal Pictures, you don't have anything in your mind. If I say 20th Century Fox, you don't have anything special in your mind. If I say Disney, you've got something in your mind. And that's true around the world. Now, picture yourself with a couple of young kids, who you want to put away for a couple of hours every day to get a little peace of mind. And if you get them one video, they'll watch it 20 times. So you go to the video store or wherever you buy the video. Are you going to sit there and premiere, 10 different videos and watch them each for an hour and a half to decide which one your kid should watch? No. I mean, let's say there's one there for $16.95 and the Disney's there for $17.95. If you take the Disney video, you're going to be okay. So you buy it. And you don't have to make a quality decision on something that you don't want to spend the time to do. And so you can get a little bit more money if you're Disney, and you'll sell a lot more videos. It makes it a wonderful business. Makes it very tough for the other guy. How would you try to create a brand? DreamWorks is trying, but how would you try to create a brand that competes with Disney around the world and to replace the concept that people have in their minds about Disney with something that says Universal Pictures? So that the mother's going to walk in and pick out a Universal Pictures video in preference to a Disney. It's not going to happen. Coca-Cola is associated with people being happy around the world. Where every place they're happy. Where Disney World or Disneyland, where the World Cup will be at the Olympics. Where every place where people are happy. Happiness and Coke go together. Now, you give me, I don't care how much money, and tell me that I'm going to do that with RC Cola around the world and have 5 billion people that have a favorable image in their mind about RC Cola. It can't get done. And you can fool around with you can do anything you want to do. You can have price discounts on weekends and everything, but you're not going to touch it. And that's what you want to have in a business. That's the moat. And you want that moat to widen. And if you're See's Candy, you want to do everything in the world to make sure that the experience, basically, of giving that gift leads to a favorable reaction. That means what's in the box. It means the person that sells it to you, because all our business is done when we're terribly busy. I mean, people come in those weeks before Christmas or on Valentine's Day, and there are long lines. So at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, some woman is selling the last person the last box of candy, and that person's been waiting in line for maybe 20 or 30 customers. And if the salesperson smiles at that last customer, our moat is widened. And if she snarls at him, our moat is narrowed. We can't see it. It's going on every day, but that's the key to it. I mean, it's a total part of the product delivery is having everything associated with it, say, See's Candy, and something pleasant happening. And that's what business is all about. Yep.